We have a surprise guest. What are you doing here? No one told me about
Oh, it's a rough reason. If you all didn't already know, this is a bit of a sad day for us here at NBC29.
this. Yes, this is my last day here after 15 plus years, and it's been quite a journey.
Yeah, it has been. Matt is one of my very best friends, and we put together a little something to send him off. Take a look.
Good evening. It is the race to Washington that just won't end.
Matt Talhelm joined the NBC29 news team as a reporter and anchor in 2005. And ever since, you've counted on him to cover the stories that matter most across Central Virginia and the Shenandoah Valley.
Hutton takes charge of her troops.
In 2007, Matt traveled to Mississippi, where he was embedded with a Stanton-based National Guard unit as they trained to deploy to Iraq. He also followed their families back at home until those soldiers returned 1 year later. Matt says he was forever humbled by their sacrifice and proud to share their stories.
This is all happening on Old Farm Road. That's near
In the years that followed, he's covered stories that made national headlines, from the Virginia Tech shootings to the disappearance and murder of Morgan Harrington, to the earthquake that rocked Central Virginia and the tragic events of August 12th.
Virginia's governor declares a state of emergency, mobilizing the National Guard to respond to the chaos in Charlottesville.
When the eyes of the nation were turned to Charlottesville, Matt was at the helm of our coverage, setting the tone and the scene with his award-winning writing and anchoring. And many of your stories made a profound impact on him personally. Getting to know Morgan Harrington's parents and seeing how they took their pain and turned it into action through Help Save the Next Girl opened his eyes to the resilience of a family and a community. Matt was humbled and honored by every award he received, from the Valley's favorite newscaster to multiple Associated Press awards, including Best Reporter for his live coverage of a train that crashed in Crozet while carrying Republican members of Congress, and most recently, NBC29's very first Emmy, with his Yoga for Veterans story, chronicling how a former Hollywood child actor is helping Central Virginia veterans overcome their physical and mental trauma through a free class designed just for them. But what he's most proud of in these past 15 years is mentoring dozens of brand new reporters on the weekends and helping them become stronger storytellers. As one of those young reporters more than a decade ago, I can assure you those lessons were invaluable. And while it's difficult to say goodbye to such a wonderful colleague and friend, we wish him nothing but the best as an exciting new story begins.
Well, if I had known I'd get something so nice and special like that, I would have left about 10 different times over the years. I want to thank Casey and Tony Franklin, our photographer, and our assistant news director, Amanda, for putting all that together. And, you know, that is what makes NBC29 so special. These people, the co-workers who have become forever friends. Casey's been crying over here, so I'm going to try to get through this without looking at her. Just this past weekend, we actually had a little goodbye party, and a reporter who left here 10 years ago came back and drove 5 hours just to celebrate with us. And I have literally traveled the world with friends I've made here. You don't find a lot of places like that where you build friendships like that. As one former coworker said to me, NBC29 is the glue that's held our family together, and it always will. To be honest, I thought this day would come after 2 years here at NBC29. I never imagined feeling so at home here in Central Virginia in the Valley and having so many opportunities to be promoted, to grow into this role as a primary anchor. It's a position I always wanted and cherished. I have truly valued my 15 years, 5 months, and 9 days, not like I'm counting, but we've worked tirelessly to do the storytelling that I love for this community. And sometimes those tireless hours actually meant no time for a nap. Sometimes a nap in between shifts, and that happened in a live truck with a lot of gas fumes coming back at you. This is really hard for me to do this because I have never been the story here. You have welcomed me into your homes on TV and in person to tell your stories, from tragedies to triumphs, and you are all a part of my story now. I'm forever grateful for that. I have grown up professionally and personally here. I have shared my gratitude individually with a lot of you, but I do want to take a moment to thank the team behind the scenes here at NBC29, the producers, Lynn over here, photographers and directors, I've worked with so many of you over all the years, and you are the backbone of this station and the people who make us look good even when there might be a technical glitch. Not that that has ever happened. It is hard to leave this family, but I am thrilled to say I am heading off to join another family-owned TV station, WRAL, the NBC affiliate in Raleigh, North Carolina. Like NBC29, WRAL is a powerhouse station with a newsroom that is dedicated to my passion, storytelling. So if you're ever in the Triangle, tune in, say hi. Again, thank you for letting me live this out for 15 years, 5 months, and 9 days in the last 2.5 minutes. I won't say goodbye because I will be back to visit. I have wineries to visit and pick up my wine club shipments. So I will just say so long for now. Let's get a final check on our forecast from Josh.
Oh, Matt, we're definitely going to miss your storytelling. You know, that's going to be a big loss for us, but definitely Raleigh's gain. But if you're going to be moving next week, look at that, Matt, just in time. In the 80s next week, no rain until after tomorrow.
The movers are coming Thursday. Thank you, Josh, and thank you all. Have a great afternoon.